yeah.
So changing your life and coming from a place of pleasure as opposed to coming from a place of, okay, I have to live my life in this trajectory.
I need rules,
and I have to contain all of these things and make them really organized, and because that's what it's going to take, is to just really reorganize everything, because that's what you've been talking about, is like a paradigm shift, right? But you're saying that that's not the case.
Here's the deal, is that, so if you approach it as, I need to reorganize all these details of my life because I'm doing it wrong, that's completely overwhelming. That's like moving all the furniture out of your office into the hallway and then trying to somehow rearrange your office using all the furniture from your house. It's just like backwards and upside down and confusing, and like, well, I can't do this, right? Like, okay,
I can't fit all of the furniture in the room.
It just got ridiculous. It's too much. It's too hard. So it's like, So my rule of thumb is this: if it's too hard, you're doing it wrong. It's sort of the opposite of personal trainer. If it's too easy, you're doing it wrong, right? As far as a workout goes.
Okay.
Well, as a lifestyle, if it's too hard, it's not the one. It needs to be fine-tuned a little bit. Because you think about it, so we show up for life. So let's say that you're fully fed and hydrated and you're ready to go. And then bam, like, life is a full plate. Like, even if you've never had to eat, life is full of challenges.
Right.
So eating and taking care of your body is not meant to add a huge workload to that, because you're meant to show up and live your life.
Right.
Contribute to your society, make the world a better place, share your gifts. So if you are in your own way, fighting yourself constantly, you have no gifts to share. And so much time is spent with your habits that you're never living your life.
Right.
So I think it has to be, the reason I don't prescribe a lifestyle, if I told you my habits and said, okay, so stick those in your life, it might take over your world, and like, how does she do that?
Right.
Because it doesn't fit. And so really it's a matter of, so what do you want to do? It sounds like this is a reasonable exercise plan based on what you've told me. And then how do we fit that into your schedule? Tell me about the breaks in your schedule. Where do you have times you can fit things in? And so it really is revolved around your life. So you're not changing yourself to fit your life you want to create. You're changing just the details of the life you've created already to fit yourself better. So it's like, instead of trying to change your body to fit these new clothes you just bought that you should wear,
right?
How do you just get your suits you already own altered to fit you better?
So more about self-knowledge.
It has to fit you. It has to come from really knowing what you need. If it's trying to force yourself to be someone else or be like someone else, and can you get your body altered so you can wear my clothes? Like, that's not your life anymore. And so I think it has to be about rearranging little details slowly in baby steps. Sometimes it takes
starting where you're at.
Yeah, and you think, if you picture your life as sort of this mechanistic model, right? So you've got 3 big gears and a bunch of little tiny gears after them. So what if you change the setting of this one gear? Then all these other ones just sort of change themselves. Let's say you start going to yoga. That's the only thing you change. Maybe you're eating exactly the same, and just getting a regular yoga practice might be huge in shifting these 10 other things. You don't have to necessarily do anything to shift them. You just made a little correction that now does this. So once you harmonize that flow, oh, I've grown in this direction. Now I'm really out of integrity here. Like, why am I still eating like that? When I've got this yoga practice and these great friends, okay, let me tweak that. And then, all these dials start shifting. So you don't have to be out there micromanaging every little detail, changing every little thing. You want to change like one thing at a time.
Right.
Let it settle. See how it goes. Maybe fine-tune, and then maybe pick the next thing. Okay, now I want to work on this.
Okay.
So priorities.
So that basically kind of leads me into my next question, which is, what would you say to someone who's trying to reinvent their relationship with their body? Be they new moms or someone who is just trying to become more themselves, and they don't even know where to start. Like, what would you say to somebody who's like, okay, I'm ready for this?
Yeah, absolutely. So number one is start where you are. So really take an honest inventory, and I think the biggest thing is what you focus on. Because whatever you focus on, that's where your attention grows, and that's where whatever you're putting into it, that whole thing is going to grow like a plant. Whatever you're focusing on, you're feeding that part of your mind. And so focus on things that light you up inside. Because again, it's all about how you want to feel. So how do we all want to feel it? A natural state of well-being, from my massage therapist perspective, I'll tell you, in the body, a natural state of wellness and happiness is an expansive state. That doesn't mean your pants are expanding. It means, your energy is open.